Heidi ho, neighbor Joe. This is Fester's vlog, and it's 9:30 at night, and I'm walking with all these little bags because I'm moving out of the Salvation Army. Salvation Army, Salvation Army. Put a nickel in the drum, save another drunken bum. Salvation Army, Salvation Army. Put a nickel in the drum and you'll be saved. Isn't that some good fucking just deep baritone? Just makes the girls just swoon and croon. Anyways, yeah, I got a place now, so that's good. Funny story, there was a shooting in the place that I'm living at now. That's the reason there was a vacancy. Real talk. I live in a small, well, not a small town, but less than 100,000 people, and it's very homogenous, or at least it has been for years. I mean, it's in the Midwest, but it's been getting more diverse, and a lot of people from Chicago have been moving up here and bringing some crime, and well, there was a shooting, actually multiple. One of them, this kid shot an older guy who was the father of someone who snitched, basically, and this guy was just living in this big house that's kind of like got a bunch of different efficiencies in it, and yeah, so the landlord didn't like that too much, so he kicked out the people that guy was living with and some other people that were living there as well. And yeah, I mean, my dad's a landlord, so I understand what it's like on both sides, you know, as a person that has really struggled and you know, lived in poverty, and like I said, just got done living at the Salvation Army, and I've had some degeneracy in my past, as well as coming from a background where I've done really well, you know, been like an honor student, I'm a college graduate, you know, my parents are successful people and good people, never been involved in crime and stuff, so you know, I know both sides of the thing, and yeah, so anyways, it can be really hard to get an apartment, even if you have the money. If you have any kind of a record, I don't even have any felonies. My record is very good compared to a lot of people trying to move into these apartments. And even with that, this guy demanded that I had a co-signer. That's the only reason I was even able to get in. At first, just when he knew I had the drug charges and stuff, he wasn't going to let me stay, let me live there, because he really was so fed up with that element. But I explained to him, look, you know, this isn't the best neighborhood. There was just a shooting in that house. I am actually clean. I went through my stuff, but now I'm doing good. You are not going to be able to get a perfect tenant living there. You know, everyone is going to have some issue. At least with me, you know, I've actually learned my lesson. I'm clean, and I got some good references and all the other things about me. And I didn't think it would work, but I'm glad I did that instead of cussing him out, because he ended up calling me and saying, you know, can I meet you, you know, talk to you, see what you're like. And, you know, the rest is history. And it's a big weight off my back. I got to be grateful for things like this, because, man, it's scary not knowing where you're going to live, you know, when it's September, and you know it's going to be October soon, and then it's going to be November, and it's not good to be homeless then. You can be homeless in the summer. It's just kind of like one big camp out, but in November, December, not good. But so I'm basically kind of trying to start my life anew, like I always talk about in this, but I'm really trying to motivate myself using kind of like my apartment. Like it's just an efficiency. It's basically one room, a closet, and a bathroom, and the kitchen is part of the main room. It's got tile, you know, like kitchen tile, and it's got a fridge and a stove, you know, or a range. and counters and everything, but it's more a kitchenette. But still, it's big, and there's a lot you can do with it. You know, I see like a blank slate, like a sculptor looking at a big whatever piece of clay. I see a lot of potential. You know, I'm thinking of a way that I got this nice bunk bed that's a futon on the bottom and a bed on the top, and I'm thinking, you know, who I might have crash, who I might be hanging out with, you know, how I'm going to arrange it. Then I'm going to have like a flat screen. You know, I'm going to put it in such a way that it kind of cuts the room in half, and then I'm going to get those little Japanese dividers to basically make it into 2 rooms. I'm going to have like a kitchen and a dining room, and then kind of like the living room with my couch and my bed and my TV. And then, I don't know, I'll decide what else to do, you know, with like my computer. I'd like to get a keyboard and get a good, nice acoustic guitar and a guitar stand. And, you know, I feel bad. I've in my addiction, I've pawned a lot of nice things that my parents have bought for me. And, you know, I mean, sure, there was some abuse and stuff, and I have a tough time letting that go because it was the cause of my kind of addiction to begin with. But at the same time, I realize my dad has his own issues and his own stuff from childhood. He is very wound tight, and I've gotten to the point where I am more concerned now about him and getting him right and healthy and everything than myself. I want to make sure he's eating better. That is he has an addictive personality too. He is very high strung. He's a workaholic, and he eats very unhealthily. I mean, he's a big guy, but not a big guy. He's short, but he's definitely got a big belly on him. I mean, he's not morbidly obese, but he is probably, you know, officially obese, you know, just barely. You know, and I worry about him. You know, he's 63 or 62, I think he said. So, good. How about yourself? You know, see, us Midwest neighbors are nice. But, yeah, you know, I've been going to this RCIA Catholic class and stuff, and, you know, I've been thinking about hell and everything like that. And I don't know exactly what my views are on hell, but I believe in God more than I ever have before. And I just begin to actually worry and actually think about, you know, my parents' salvation, my mom and my dad's. And I've always been so concerned about myself because I don't have a girlfriend, I don't have a lot of friends, I'm not a college graduate, I don't have a home. There's a lot of things that I feel bad about, you know. A lot of things I want that I don't have. My needs aren't met. I don't really have hardly any close friends. And, you know, the relationship with my parents has always been rocky. You know, they've never listened to me, never really. Communication has not been a thing they know, at least especially with my dad. It's always like basically a loving dictator, you know. That's the best way I can think of explaining him. You know, it's a one-way thing from him to me. You know, it's not really him wondering, well, how do I feel? What do I think about? What am I interested in? What am I like? What would I, you know, it's, he didn't learn that, you know, parent-children relationship goes this way. You know, and I was listening to a podcast where they were all describing their parent relationship, and most of them was something like that. You know, they would describe their parents as simple people. They didn't really understand what they did. You know, some of the